Brandy and that Donna. Karen, they be sharing all their money, got me wearing fly. Girl, I ain't asking, they say they love my ass. And 7 jeans to religion, I say no, but they keep giving, so I keep on taking.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It was extremely requested that I make a part 2 of my worst club experiences, and I thought since I have like a lot of bad experiences from owning a club and stuff like that, why not share with you guys so that you can learn from my mistakes and not make the same in the future. So here I am, just like something I want to say beforehand. I know that I made a lot of mistakes when I was an owner, and I looked in my old club Discord. These were conversations and announcements from May of 2019. So if you think back, that was quite a while ago, and I probably said some things that I wouldn't have like nowadays if I had actually thought things through. So please don't come at me for saying things. And this is not like a huge big deal or anything. This is just me poking fun at things that happened to myself in the past, so I would appreciate it if you don't come at me for my previous actions or anything. Not that anyone has, but, just saying. So first of all, we were at a club meeting once, and my riding instructor unmutes on the Discord call, and she says, "Hi guys, so I'm gonna get every single person in this club 500 star coins because it's my 5 months in this club." And there were a bunch of cheerful reactions from the people in the club hall at the meeting, and immediately I got a lot of bad scenarios in my head that this could turn out, and I made an announcement about it, and I was like, "Hey guys, I'm so sorry, but she's not going to be buying us star coins because I don't want to be known as the club that's giving all their members star coins and that is taking advantage of their members. We're here for memories and not for other people's money. So please respect this decision. I don't want people treating the riding instructor different just because they're buying you star coins either. I hope you understand." By the way, everything that I'm reading right now is from my old club's Discord server. I'm literally reading like straight off of it. But that's what I said, and it's all true because I don't want to be known, like I didn't want to be known as the club who was taking advantage of their members, because I know this game, I know people on Star Stable, rumors spread really quickly and it can turn out way different than you expected it to. People can definitely be putting words into your mouth, and I didn't even want to take a chance. Okay, so I said, we're just not gonna do this. And also, a lot of people just want money, and they will be taking advantage of this. I don't want our riding instructor to just be treated different, because people would be a suck up just hoping for more star coins, and they would probably treat that riding instructor like a god just because they got them star coins. And I don't think that it was fair, or it would be fair to anyone, which means that it had to be canceled. I hope that people understand, and they put reactions on it. They literally put the reactions. It said the riding instructor's name and then sad. I'm not gonna expose people straight up here, but that's what it was. And then apparently there were some really bad reactions in the club. There were reactions of all kinds. Some people were like, "Yeah, we understand. That's probably best for everyone." And I was like, "Thank you for understanding." But then there were some other people, like I will now talk about. So basically after the meeting, after I made this announcement, I was just chilling on Discord, and then this one girl messages me. She's like, "Hey, I heard these 2 people on a Discord call after the meeting was over, and they said all this stuff, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Oh, really?" So I went on the announcements again, and I said, "I heard that people were talking bad about me and the riding instructor after we left the call. You can't say that you deserve star coins because you're not losing anything since you didn't even get the star coins yet in the first place, and it was her decision to do so, as well as my decision. Please don't be rude about it. She was planning on getting you the star coins, and again, it's her choice if she isn't. She shouldn't have to spend money on us, and the way that people are reacting, like, it was your birthright to get these star coins from her are really disrespectful. There was a lot of harsh details on a certain call after the meeting that I don't want to go into. Do not talk rude behind other member or our backs. Just don't talk rude. Don't say rude things at all. We know what's going on, and if you're talking bad about people behind our backs, you should probably stop, especially if you're still a trial member. You know who you are, and we do too, so please stop, and thank you. Then I went into the two people's DMs, and I was like, is this true? And at first they denied it, and they were like, no. And then I brought the person who notified me in the first place into the call, and they were like, oh, fine, it's true. And then they admitted to it and everything. And they were removed from the club because they did not recognize that they made a mistake in saying stuff like that. They still stood by the fact that they said that they deserve the star coins. So obviously they got removed for the better of the club. So that was a very interesting situation. I'm pretty sure that people hated me for taking 500 star coins away from them, but honestly, I was just trying to do what was best for our reputation and like our people in the club, because again, like in general, the focus should not be on like getting star coins from people. Like, this is a horse game, it's a club, it's a family, and not like you shouldn't be using other people. So yeah, that was very interesting. We kind of went back to normal afterwards. The two girls who got kicked out kept on trying to reapply. For obvious reasons, they didn't get in because they never ended up apologizing to us. And we were like doing okay, because every time you get hit, you bounce back better than you were before. So that was that one situation. To be honest, most of the drama in my club happened because I didn't have a really strict age requirement, and I ran my club a lot differently than some of the professional clubs nowadays because, mind you, I literally made a club like 3 months after playing the game, and I was like level 14 or something. Plus, I had only been in one club before I made my own, so I only had one vision, like one way that I thought you could run clubs until joining other clubs and hearing people talk about their clubs really opened my eyes to like all the different types of clubs and ways that they were organized. So I didn't have a very strict age requirement, and drama was like in the chats every single day. I literally could not sleep or go on vacation or like go shopping or anywhere without worrying like what is happening in my club Discord right now. What if there's drama and there's no one there to like settle it but me? Like, what's gonna happen? Is my club gonna lose like 20 members by the time I'm home? I was literally always panicking over that, and I was really shocked when I started joining more clubs, and I was like, they don't have drama in their chats every single day. Like, how the heck do they manage that? And I'm like, oh, because my club was full of like 9 and 10-year-olds that shouldn't even be on Discord. And I'm like, yeah, great. So obviously there were a lot of immature people, and now I know like how clubs are supposed to be run. I don't think I'm gonna go back into club owning anytime soon because the thing is, I have a lot of ideas and I can't really make up my mind, and plus I don't want to be dealing with all that stress again. Disbanding for a club owner at first can be very like sad, of course, but then you feel all the stress that has lifted off your shoulders. It is definitely much easier to be a club member, but then being a club owner is also very rewarding if you end up doing it right. Immaturity is the main cause of the next thing that I'm going to be talking about. So basically it revolved around dating. At first it just started off with things like, oh, you're my wife now, or like, let's adopt more children, or like, emancipate me or something. And that was fine, it was okay, nothing happened until they actually started dating. So they were like calling with each other all the time. They were saying some really mushy stuff in the chats, like marry me or like kisses or something like that. And people were very uncomfortable. And then we had scenarios where people were literally not coming to club events and skipping meetings to hang out with their quote unquote significant other. Keep in mind that these weren't like actually healthy relationships. They were just like, they were literally like 9 and 10, 11-year olds, thinking that dating is cool and being really premature in the club. But I did not know what to think of it at first. So it just happened for a bit, and I was obviously very upset because, like, what are you more loyal to? Like, someone that you're fake dating or your club? And, like, if you're not going to be attending the club events, like, we know you're online, then why are you in the club anyways? Like, you can just leave and spend your time with whatever friend, You join the club and you have a commitment to actually be a part of it. So I actually banned dating in the club, like specifically between the club, because they were too young to date anyways, and it was just not something that others were comfortable with. Turns out people had been ignoring me and dating behind me and the leaders' backs after we specifically told them to be careful and like not to, for their own good. Like, not because I was jealous, I'm not making excuses, but it turned out to be really bad because then it wasn't just dating and spending time outside of the club, that's not important, but it was ruining people's mental health because with dating, especially with people who are so young and were so immature, there were breakups and there were people taking sides. There were also cheating, it's a whole chain of bad stuff that just came with this dating. And people had to take sides, with their friends with dating, and it just wrecked the club. I didn't think any other club had issues with this because their members were old enough to understand that it's not like you shouldn't be just randomly dating people in your club because it's fun or like it's just very premature. Okay, so that's what I said. And I was like, that's like, don't date. It's just as simple as that because especially within the club, right? Like, I wasn't saying that I didn't want them to find happiness, but it was making a lot of people really just depressed, honestly. And it was not something, like, it was not a negative environment that I wanted to have in my club. I did not want people to be feeling sad, like, at all. And I was trying to help them. I was trying to do what was best for them. But that was obviously not what happened because people ended up leaving the club in like huge chunks, which were mostly like the people involved in those dating accidents because they were like, I don't want to be in the same club my ex is in, and then their friend left because they were like, my best friend is leaving, so I'm gonna leave too. And that was a huge emotional roller coaster for me because I was working so hard to keep everyone together as well as keeping everyone happy, and then they just leave. So obviously I was like, I didn't even know what to be mad about. It was probably the wrong decision, but I just banned dating entirely, and I was like, okay, if I see anyone dating or like causing, voluntary drama within the club, then you're out of here, basically. And some people were still dating. So basically, we had these two people join, and they were very close. Oh, by the way, like, these two people, I'm like, one of them I'm still really good friends with. Like, right now, they're one of the nicest people I have met. And it's kind of funny, though. Like, I'm literally laughing at these situations because obviously we were probably not in the best mental state at the time. And it was definitely not our true self. But basically, these two girls, right, they got together. They were always taking like BFF photos, and they basically literally no one knew that they were in the club because they never posted about it. They only posted about each other, and they were basically hanging out all the time. And once I like pinged them specifically like 5 or 10 times for a club meeting and an event, and they were literally online. Like, I saw them, and I was like, could you please come to the club meeting? And they were like, yeah, one sec, but they didn't come. And they were always calling privately, cracking inside jokes, and the rest of the club were like, what's going on? Like, I feel left out and stuff like that. And it was not okay. Um, it was not, I don't want to say it's like not okay, because of course I want people to find happiness, but I wanted them to like be able to make a commitment to the club, because that's what they joined for, right? And I probably said something wrong. I'm not sure what. I'm not playing the victim, but like, basically they left the club, saying some rude things about how like, we didn't care, like as a whole, we just didn't care about them being happy, and like, if you don't want the two of us here, like together, then we'll be together somewhere else. And I was like, okay, although we're sad to see you go. So they left, and I don't remember all the details. This was like literally a year and a half ago. So they got together again. They made a different club. I know the club name, but not gonna mention it. And what they did was they started stealing members. I wouldn't exactly call it stealing, but that's how I felt about it at the point. They were just asking members and telling them like horrible lies behind my back. I mean, stuff like, Snow this, or like, Snow's a bad person, you shouldn't be in her club, or stuff like that. And I was like, excuse me. So I confronted them about it, and they blocked me, which was very nice of them. And I just let it be until like 20 members left on the same day. And then later on, I saw them all in those two people's club, and they were like both owners. So they were leading happily, and almost everyone had left to join their club except my most loyal members and friends. So I was very upset, because I was like, you can't just, lie about me and take all my members and stuff like that. And they were like, who says? And they posted a bunch of things about how like they were all such a family. And what really upset me was like, the two of them didn't even seem as close when they were with their own club, because they all ruled, like they ruled equally, I guess. Like they had equal ownership of the club, and they didn't seem very, they didn't seem like they were dating. But then in my club, they seemed like they were, which doesn't make sense. But it felt like they could be more committed to having their own club than being in our club. And they were literally just getting revenge, I guess, for like me not permitting them to date. And they were posting that all over their social media. And I was very upset for obvious reasons. I was like, this is not cool. And a bunch of stuff went down. Someone from my club decided to join them as a spy, and they were like one of my closest friends. So I was like, what is going on? Like, why have you left? And they were like, oh, I'm spying. And I was like, what? And then the person came back to us, and apparently in that club, they were still spreading like a lot of bad lies about me and the environment in my club. And I confronted them about it on literally all my accounts, and I was blocked. There were a lot of other stuff that went down, but I don't exactly remember. I guess we just forgot about it for a few months, or something else went down. I legit can't remember, but that's what happened. And eventually, I also don't remember what way, but we made up. They apologized for being immature. I apologized for being inconsiderate and immature, and we were all good. So that's that, very, very interesting situations. And last but not least, there was a girl, and she was a huge attention seeker and a guilt tripper, and she was just horrible through and through. She would pretend that she had all the sorts of mental illnesses there were, and she was like basically mocking them, like she was over exaggerating the conditions of the mental illness, and she was obviously faking it. She would also say stuff to like make people feel bad for her. Like when she was applying for dressage instructor once, she was like, my grandpa had cancer, so I'm like really sad, and I know that I'm obviously not gonna make dressage instructor, but it would like definitely make my day after such a tragic thing. And we were like, okay. And she was also like, my dog passed away and my mom and dad passed away, she would literally do them one day after the other. Like, I don't think it's possible that these things would happen one after the other. And she also said, like, literally the day after she said her dad died, that she was living with her dad. And we were very suspicious at that point because either she's like a really, really bad liar, or she just got the events in a different order. Um, it was really interesting, let me just say. She was a huge guilt tripper. Like, if we confronted her, she'd be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, you guys are making me cry and all that stuff. Like, I'm going to kill myself, or I'm gonna, like, hurt myself today because of what you said to me. And obviously we were like, please don't do that. Like, we didn't mean to hurt you that bad, but just please don't lie about stuff. And she's just like broke down. And what was really suspicious was because like she barely talked on calls either. And she told everyone that she was like 16. But she really spoke on calls. And when she did, she sounded like she was like 9 or 10. This is why I tell you guys not to lie about your age, people. That's what she did. Oh my god, I loathed her. She was also one of the girls, you know, in my previous story where I said that, you know, the two girls basically made like a club for revenge against me and my club. She was one of the main people in that club that were hating on mine. But I always gave her second chances, and she did horrible things. Like, she would cheat on people too, like on purpose after quote unquote marrying them. It was just horrible. Anyways, those are all my stories for today. I hope you don't think of me in a bad light. I'm just honestly telling you what my stories were and my horrible experiences. Obviously, I'm much more mature now, and I hope that, you know, none of this changes how you feel about me. It's not meant to anyways, but thanks for watching. You know, hope this was entertainment, and I will see you guys in my next video. What am I doing? Okay. Alright, bye guys.